Hello and welcome to a new HiCAD short clip. In this video, I will show you the new features in steel engineering in HiCAD 2026. The new HiCAD version includes the new steel engineering connection, top plate, in the civil engineering functions docking window. This connection can be used to connect a beam, for example, a column, to two other intersecting beams using a top plate. In addition, several enhancements have been implemented in the field of automatic drawing derivation. These relate to the dimensioning of identical attached parts and the annotation of different attached parts. For better comprehensibility of the top plate connection, I will first create a detail view. In our example, it makes sense to automatically mount the column and the girders of the platform together using a connection. After starting the connection dialog, all three beams are to be selected first. First, a corresponding usage can be specified for the created welded assembly. The processing of the selected beams can also be defined in the dialog window. Various options are available. In our example, I choose the variant with a miter. The geometry of the plate can be adjusted using the corresponding tab with many parameters. Here, too, the values can be defined individually depending on the geometry type. The Semi-Finished Products tab also allows both the semi-finished plates and the fasteners to be flexibly selected from the catalogs. The bore grid can be precisely configured for all applications and both beams. In the case of I-beams, the tracing dimensions can also be used to define the bore pattern. And, of course, there is also an option to automatically generate weld seams. A connection created in this way can be duplicated at any time using the integrated copy function. The beams should be selected in the defined order and the connection is generated with all defined parameters and properties. When the connection is created, an assembly is automatically generated in which the column will be the main part. This allows workshop drawings, including dimensioning and annotations, as well as an optional bill of materials for the entire assembly to be generated automatically. The new features in drawing derivation relate in particular to the automatic dimensioning of identical attached parts that are also in the same position relative to the main part. In addition, attached parts can now be annotated differently depending on their part type. In our case, I choose the assembly in which both plates and beams are defined as attached parts. First, after automatic itemization, the drawing derivation for the desired assembly is created. In the assembly, the stiffeners and end plates have the same position. Thanks to the new setting, they are only dimensioned once and not, as before, individually for each plate. This setting can be configured as desired. In addition, different annotation settings can be defined for plates and beams, making the representation in the drawings much clearer. This was a brief overview of the new steel engineering connection, top plate, and the enhancements to automatic drawing derivation for steel engineering drawings in HiCAD 2026. Thank you for your attention. See you soon.